Hi, I'm Hannah Al-Rashid and I am currently in Tokyo at the YouTube Tokyo space. I'm here because I've attended the Tokyo Connect of Womenwill, which is a Google initiative to connect like-minded people who want women to be empowered and successful and economically independent. And yeah, basically I've had an amazing time here and now I'm going to answer some questions. In the Indonesian context, people always assume European lady, she must get around, and actually I'm not. But I'm really quite Indonesian in the way that I was raised, and sort of I always say to people that I look really white, but my heart is red and white, like the colors of the Indonesian flag. But yeah, people think I'm quite fierce. There's a word in Indonesian called it's galak, and it translates as fierce, and they're always like, oh, she's galak, and I'm like, that's a good thing. Galak, yes, I love being called that. I think it's quite empowering, to be honest, because a lot of Indonesian women, or a lot of society likes to prefer Indonesian women to be lembut, which means soft and sort of very like, yeah, and so I'd much rather be fierce and have people a bit like, ooh, who's this one? As opposed to, yeah, someone who doesn't feel like she has a voice. I think it's a really empowering word, and I think when we talk about women's issues in Indonesia, a lot of problems is society kind of expects women to be quiet and to listen to the men and to not really have your own voice. And I think that's the root of a lot of problems that we have, especially when we talk about women's issues and gender discrimination, gender-based violence particularly. So for me, it's extremely important to have your voice. It's extremely important to be sort of firm in your principles and your vision, and to stand up for yourself. And if that means being galak, then go for it. I endorse that. I think there's a lot of fierce ladies at this whole Womenwill Tokyo Connect. And I think it's really inspiring. As I get older, a lot of the time, especially in these kind of situations, I do feel quite intimidated by other people, especially who have a lot more experience than me, particularly in this sort of, in this field of knowledge. And I prefer to observe and listen and kind of make the dots and connect the dots in my head, but not necessarily like speak up. And I'm also trying to push past that and trying to learn that maybe I'm not as experienced as everyone else, but I do have a voice. I do have my own expertise for my own country, and they're worth sort of people hearing. So basically, being an actor and being in the entertainment industry, I always feel automatically you're kind of given a platform. It's built on your fans and your following, and this platform has been given to you, and you have this privilege, and you should use it for good. And I feel like I'm kind of like the anti-commercial girl in the industry, because I'm not particularly into makeup. I'm not particularly into fashion, things that are really quite heavily linked to platforms like Instagram. I'm not a selfie girl per se, but I have other things that I want to talk about. And I feel that it's extremely important to talk about women's issues, particularly gender discrimination and gender-based violence in this industry, because you have this platform and you should be talking about things that affect not only women in my industry, but women in every industry, even women who don't work, who they still go through their own struggles. And I feel that one thing I've noticed in Tokyo is everyone is talking and everyone is coming from different backgrounds and different industries, but we're all experiencing the same thing. We're all experiencing, men in power who try to intimidate us or try to manipulate us, or, even amongst ourselves. I think one of the flaws of a lot of women is we talk about, yeah, girl power and solidarity and this, that, but how much do we actually practice it in our day-to-day lives? And how much do these kind of new digital platforms shape us to be actually more competitive and judgy and sort of nasty to each other, as opposed to really coming together and being in solidarity and empowering each other? And I think everyone is on their phone, so I want to make sure that if you're on it, you're looking at something that has a lot more substance. Quite frankly, I would prefer people to follow me because they're also interested in these issues, or they want to learn about something, as opposed to just seeing what I'm up to. So basically, I think the most amazing thing about being invited to Womenwill in Tokyo is the fact that I can connect and meet other women, other like-minded people, sorry, not just women, who are pushing a very positive agenda. Gender equality, women's empowerment, getting women to be online and making good use of it and making money and this and that. I think it's something awesome. And my entire journey along this kind of, this road to, a road of feminism and women's empowerment has always been fueled by meeting other people. The main issue is women are not encouraged to achieve high levels, high positions. We need more women in those decision-making positions, so we therefore need to encourage them to participate in the workforce and stay in the workforce. It was really interesting here in the Japanese context. I had no idea that most women, after having children and getting married, didn't go back to work. Like, my mind was blown, and to see that, creating initiatives where women can work from home and spend quality time with their families, this is the exact kind of stuff that we could do in Indonesia. And so, yeah, there's a lot of things that my mind's buzzing with all these ideas, and what I really take from this is how we can move forward from this. How Tokyo Connect doesn't just become Tokyo Connect, it becomes Global Connect or Regional Connect, and how we can all work together, and then so how we can all move forward together and inspire each other and empower each other and hopefully make things better for women across Asia and the world. I really want people to understand the importance of meeting other people, of connecting with other people, and especially of using the internet for that. Don't just go on the internet and take selfies and post, like your coffee and your food and whatever, but use this amazing thing that you have in your hands to learn about other people, to learn about the struggles of other people, to learn how other people overcome said struggles. And the key to this, my sort of key word for this trip has been connect. And it's so important, and that's what's also shaped my journey. It's meeting all of these amazing people, and I think stay curious, stay woke, stay inspired, and keep moving forward. Don't just kind of listen to things and think, oh, that's great. Oh, yeah, I could do that. No, do it. It's now we've kind of talked the talk. Now we have to walk the walk, basically. We have to really take everything that we've learnt here and actually turn it into something. It's not enough for women to move forward. We have to have men by our sides, because we have to engage men in this fight. I mean, a lot of the time, especially when it comes to gender-based violence and discrimination, I feel like, particularly in Indonesia, a lot of Indonesian men don't see it as an issue because they've never experienced it. They don't know it's an issue, and because they also encourage women to shut their mouths. So we have to talk, and I have a best friend of mine who's a guy, and he's kind of been my gender equality guinea pig, and I tell him everything about my struggles and this and that, so he understands from the perspective of a woman, and therefore he makes better informed decisions and social interactions with other women, and it's worked. So speaking to your guy friends or getting men involved is extremely important. If you guys have any ideas of what you guys want to do, how I can help you, please, let's connect. Yeah, I always try to make you guys speak up and know that your voices are important and that you should speak up. And so what issues do you want to talk about? Over the next few months, I really want to share everything that I've learned in Tokyo with you guys. I want you guys to also be inspired by all the women and all the men that I've met on this trip. So just stay logged on to my Twitter, my Instagram, and hopefully you guys will learn a lot more, and this whole idea of connection will become a lot clearer. The internet is amazing. Everything is out there. Don't just use it for selfies and for OOTDs and food posts. Like, get learning, get active, and speak up. That's the most important thing. Speak up about whatever you're passionate about.